Hey everyone, wanted to show you some things I've been doing with the used coffee filters that I collaged to paper. And I wanted to show you real quick before I sent this one off. This is for one of the Build-A-Journal swaps, and basically it was just, collaged to a sheet of paper like this, only music paper obviously, and I just cut them different layers. Pretty self-explanatory, I guess. I didn't glue the backs down because I didn't know if she would want her tags to go all the way to the bottom or if she'd want them to be short, so I figured she could do that part. But the intent of this sheet is that she will glue this to one of her journal pages, and she'll have, 3 pockets with that. And then, of course, she can decorate the pockets however she wants. And then, of course, one of the things I think I'd shown you before was that an envelope, making an envelope out of it. And I don't have enough made right now to make one of these. All I did was take a regular envelope, unfold it, and cut the template around because I didn't have a template to do it. But this would be good, I think, that if you took tea stained, coffee, lined paper, any kind of where they could write on it, and then sew it around or glue it to this, and then just fold it and don't glue it, and maybe just clip it to a paper. That way they would have pretty much a whole sheet of paper to journal on. And then another thing I was doing was on this journal I'm currently working on, I'm going to make, for the inside of the journal, 2 of these hidden pockets. I'll glue one here and then one up here. And what I mean by hidden pocket, it has 2 pockets that you can see. And then this top part is a hidden pocket. And I will glue the bottom piece to this, and then the top piece will be able to come up for secret journaling. But I'm going to put another one right here, and I thought we could make that one together. But I wanted to show you in this journal some ways that I use that. When I glue it down to paper, of course you have your round circle, and I just glue it to a music sheet, and I try to keep it as round as possible. And I didn't do it on this one. I really wish I had one made up, but I don't. Normally I put the coffee filter, the whole round part, as much as I can get, on the sheet, and then of course there's a piece that hangs off. So I cut that piece off and usually glue it up here where it's not connected to this. That way you have, a perfect, this one's full. But when I did this one, I overlapped them, so I don't have a good thing to show you. But what this can be used for is, like, you could do it, surely I have a blank page in here, to round your, round a paper page. Use it for like a wraparound pocket on both sides. Of course, this would normally look rounder. Or you can, cut it down, make it smaller, and then you would have 4 that you could use. How I actually did it in this one was the short piece I wrapped around so that it would have an extra pocket on the back and one on the front. And then the bigger piece I used as well as a wraparound. These are just little pieces I had left, so I used them as wraparound pockets on what was already here. I was thinking I had another, used it, oh, this. I also made a what do you call these, like a little bank envelope, but basically it just, you know, folded in kind of like a bank. Yeah, I guess it's a small version of a banker's envelope. Fold up the sides and you leave your little half kind of like this. If this were going to be one, you would do both sides like this. And then fold up your bottom, kind of like a taco, and fold down your top. I'm not doing a very good job showing that. I need a normal straight piece of paper. But I don't think I cut this one. I think I used the round. And then just put a neat piece of stuff in there. But let's see how I did that. I don't think there's any more in here. Just the corner, the side corners, the envelope, the hidden pockets. Let's see if I can, how I did that. I think I just folded like this. Get this all the way where you can see. I think I just folded like this. And then I cut up a little bit. Something I'm not, almost makes me think I went this way. I did. I folded like this, and the side, and then I trimmed it across to bring up the bottom. Of course, if you want to do the, you could leave it like this and do the wonky envelopes like was on treasure books. And then I would just trim out the heart, you know, make another trim down and fold down your flap. Have a normal flap, and then you have a little envelope. I don't know if that's showing you very good. I hope so. But I'm not going to make, I'm going to save this for something. But I did have a piece of the wallpaper. This one I collaged to the wallpaper. And I gotta say, it's very heavy. It would make a good spine probably for a book. But I'm not loving this wallpaper because it's almost like it didn't collage to it very well. And had I been smarter, I probably would have just collaged the coffee to the back of it where the sticky is normally, and let the texture part be on the other side. But what I was trying to do was get the texture from the wallpaper to come through this, and it didn't work. But I probably won't use wallpaper again, only because I'm not crazy about how thick it is, and it didn't, like I said, it didn't really adhere well. I had to end up going back and putting some glue in certain areas to make it, see, like this, to make it stay down. It didn't want to stay very good. But this was just a normal music sheet, and I loved how it bled through. And I was going to make an envelope out of this, and I thought, man, I hate to lose that because that's so pretty. So I think what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to cut it in two and make an envelope out of half of it, and like a hidden tag out of the other half. That way this part will still show when you open up the tag, I think. I haven't made one, so let's hope this works. I'm just kind of guesstimating here. Like I said, I have never made one of these, so, and I'm going to straighten up my edge here, but I won't lose this piece because what I'm going to do is I have this box full of all my tea dyed and coffee dyed, my extra coffee pieces that I'm going to probably make some snippet roll out of, or maybe a masterboard or something, so I can still use it as well. So this piece, I'm going to make the hidden tag out of. And so I think what I'm going to do is just fold it in half. Like I said, I have not made this, so this, who knows if this will work. But I have been watching the Ramblin' Crafter. And I'll put her link below because she has, oh my goodness, if she can make any kind of hidden tag you can imagine. She has a series actually on hidden journaling spots. And I love the concept of that because, I don't know, and maybe it's just me, but I kind of am leery about, and not like everybody in my house is looking for my stuff, but I'm kind of leery about, you know, writing down too personal things that afraid somebody might see it. But if you had spots, I'm telling you, the things that she does, you can't tell they're there, would be a really, really cool way to, get that comfort, get that feeling of no one's going to see it, and feel freer to write down what you want to. And don't get me wrong, I know that junk journaling isn't just about writing. It's about creating and, saving those memories and in a creative way. And that's what I like about it. But if you do write as well, she does things that you would be able to create those spots and not worry, I think. Anyway, so I folded this one in half. And I think to do and this isn't hidden, it's just a double tag, I think. I don't know that it's what it's really called. I know that people have done it, I just don't know what it's called. So now I'm going to cut it. Okay. And I just cut that as crooked as all get out. So, talking about not wanting to lose my precious my precious stuff, and I've just whacked it all to pieces here. Okay. Look, and I couldn't cut a straight line if my life depended on it, I don't think. Okay, so then I'm going to just cut, I think I'm going to make it like, a normal looking tab. So I'm going to cut those. Good grief. You know what? I ain't doing that. I'm just going to fold it like this. I'm not creasing it. I'm just laying it over. Doing it the hard way, probably. That's okay. That's how I do most things, I think. And I'm going to keep these because I think they look really neat. If you take those little corners and like glue them to inside, I think they're like a little neat decoration. I do that on some of my tags. So anyway, now you have, well, I haven't lost what I didn't chop up there. But anyway, so I'm going to sew around these. And then I'm just going to put a brad through them so that, you can slide them open and write. And we'll decorate that up. But I'm going to sew it first, so we'll wait on decorating it. While we're doing that, let's go ahead and start this other hidden pocket. I have already glued a piece of this to some cardstock. And I'm just going to, and I didn't glue in the middle. I only glued around the four sides. So now I'm going to trim off the excess. And then I'm going to go, actually, no, I'm going to decorate it first. And then sew after that. So I had this music paper, and it actually was already, it was actual music paper. You can see the cover there a little bit. I like that number. I actually think, I'm debating on if I want to keep that rubber. I guess it doesn't matter. Anyway, so I just tore around it. I'm going to glue it to this. And look like it's a little bit tall. So if I wanted to, I guess I could keep this number and put it on something else. Not that it really matters, but I want it. Alright, so now I'm going to ink it. I was trying to decide which way I wanted, which part I wanted to show. I don't guess it matters. I'm going to do it like this. A little bit of that paint stuff will show. I don't know, you couldn't tell it on this because I had this tag in here, but that little piece right there is where some of the paint splatter was at that was on my coffee filter drying pan. Do it like that. And actually, I'm going to only glue these two sides right now, but after I'm done sewing and I cut it, I'll have to glue a little bit more, and I'll show you why when I get ready to do that. Then I just took one of these. I think I'm going to make it look alike too. I have just a little vellum sheet. I don't know if you can tell, it's got some flowers on it. And then this is a little sticker. And then I took a little flower sticker and put it there. And this is actually a stencil of a butterfly that we're going to do. And this is just one of the digital cutout postage stamps. I made a pocket out of it. So that's how we're going to do this one. This book is called Lavender Lyrics because it's full of music pages and of course purple. So maybe I'll just use that like that. Then find me a stamp. I think that's the, is that the stamps? Yeah, this is the stamps. Should we use a plain one or a colored one? Colored one, yes. Agree. I hope that's what you said. And I'll tell you, I'm terrible at trying to get these little backs off these stickers. Here goes. If anybody knows a trick to this, let me know, because for Pete's sake, I don't know how to do it. I just waller them around and usually end up bending it a little bit. Alright, so I'm not going to put the stencil on until I sew. Let's go ahead and make our envelope with this other piece, and I'll just sew it while I'm there. I think I'm going to fold it where this is on the top. I think that's cool looking. Actually, probably should fold my top first, shouldn't I? I don't measure anything, I just guess. not saying it always works out the best, but actually I'll probably sew this lip and then also the rest of it together. That way it looks like, oops, I got a little piece coming off there, don't I? I'll glue that down before I sew. It feels kind of thick. I think I must have had it wadded up there. Easy enough to fix, for sure. And then if I'm a little off on the edges or whatever, we'll trim it. I'll trim it when I get back in from. I was trying to decide if I want to maybe snip off a little bit of each side of the thing, but I don't think I want to. I think I want to leave this one square. All right, so I'm gonna go sew around the pocket, the tags, and our envelope. I think that's all I made right now, right? I tell you another good thing that's I'm going to do with, I think I've already done it once. But I think I might have used it in something, so I don't have one to show you. But I have, you know, these little tokens. I made a video about these that had my logo on them, and I made some of these with just some digital that I printed, and it had these little flowers on it like this. So I just cut the circles out, or the flowers, and made the little charms so I can hang some on the journal when I'm done. But I think what's really pretty, and I have done it, I just don't have a sample, is to take this and put it on the back, and it really, really looks good. And that's what I do with a lot of these little, you know, these little cutoffs, is I'll punch out a circle and glue it to the back of one of these, or, and I think I've shown you this before, these little scrappy flowers, I'll use it in those. Always looks pretty. And also just in collages, period. Like, it would have looked good to if I didn't have the flower and stuff on there, just to use a piece of it on that. But I think what I'm going to do with all this extra is I'm going to use it on snippets, or actually what I might do, you know what, I should have done that with this card. This journaling card that we put in that I put in the hidden tag. I've got that folded backwards. No wonder it wouldn't shut. This one is to sew a piece of this as your tab. That would have looked good too. I may have to change that. Actually, while I'm sewing that other stuff, maybe I'll go ahead and I used index cards as the hidden spot for the journaling, and they're really not the best. They're pretty flimsy, so I glued two of them together. Sorry for shaking the camera. So I glued two of them together. Actually, I folded them in half and tore it, and then I glued them together. But I think if you just use, you know, a heavier piece, some cardstock or something, you want something that's got some, you know, a little bit sturdy, so that you can pull it in and out of this pocket, you know, without it being real flimsy. You don't want it to be real flimsy, I wouldn't think. I don't know, though. I'm telling you, watch her channel, because the Ramblin' Crafter, because she has some really great ideas. Really, it's unbelievable how many of them she has. Some of them are a little out of my wheelhouse right now. I mean, I think one day I could probably do it. I haven't watched very many of them. I've only watched, compared to how many there are, I love them. And I don't know that she did this. I just got inspired by watching her to make one of these. So she may have made one just like this for all I know. But she has difficult ones, easy ones. And she has a better, she can tell you the right way and wrong way to do these things for sure. But anyway, I think while I'm in there sewing, I'm going to make one with that, with the coffee tab, and see if I like it better. We may just have to switch. I'm not inking the top because this will be the one that goes inside this pocket, so I'm not going to worry about the top. This one will be the one that goes sideways in the little tuck. And I think, let's see what size this one is. I think I'm gonna just guess on this and see what we come up with. I don't know if I used 1 or 2 pieces on this one. Looks like 2, yeah. Couldn't remember if I glued 2 together or if it was just 1 piece. And again, if you were using a better type of paper that wasn't as flimsy as this, you wouldn't have to glue 2 together. I feel like this is too wide. Is that really wide? I guess not. Same size. All right, well, let's try a piece of this. See what it looks like. If we don't like it, we don't have to use it in this, do we? And it doesn't have to be even across the top or the bottom or nothing like that, because this is a junk journal. We're just testing it out. I'm trimming that off because that's just the paper. There's no paper underneath it. It's just filter, so it's... All right. I'm going to the sewing machine, and I will see you soon. Got all my sewing done, and I knotted all my things, and I decided to do some kind of crazy stitching just for fun. I remember when I very first started sewing, not like it's been that long. I'm not a professional by any means. I've only been sewing a few months, but when I very first started, I would do this on an accident. And then as I got to watching more and more videos, they're doing this stuff on purpose now in journals. So I thought, hey, look at there. I'm right on track. Okay, so here's our little envelope. And I think I don't think I'm going to embellish this until I decide which journal I want to put it in, because I don't know if I'm going to, put like a little flower there and then decorate the rest, or if I'm going to use like some of the paper ruffle, like here's one of these little tab things I made with just a little, even something like that would look cute on it. Just a little floofy. And then, or if I wanted to use like a paper ruffle, I thought I had one cut, but I guess not. Like something like this would look good. I like that. I like that. Anyway, so I'm not going to decorate the envelope until I get ready to put it in a journal, I think. Or maybe even some of the spray paint ruffle would look good. I say spray paint, it's just splatter painted oxide. I like that. That looks good too. I like that. Anyway, I'll wait on this until I decide which journal I'm going to put it in. But we'll go ahead and finish our hidden pocket. So I did go ahead and sew this. And I kind of did a forwards and a backwards where it made kind of a diamond shape. And now I can't decide which I like better. If I like this tab or the purple tab. I like them both. I don't know. Let's go ahead and finish this one and maybe I'll decide which one I like the best. Alright, so I need to cut it about right there. Get my cutter. I do know that it's kind of better to, when you stitch like this, and I'm sure that the rambling, her name is Shell, I can't think of her last name, the rambling crafter, I'm sure she's done some that was sewn, but I don't know if she sewed before or after. I don't remember watching a video like that, so I'll have to check that out. But I'm probably doing this backwards, so I would definitely, if you plan on making things like this, go check her out first, because she's done so many of them. I'm sure she knows the right way to do it. I'm just showing you the way that I have done it so far. I just kind of tucked my little threads down where they would stay underneath my lip, where you couldn't tell it was cut quite as much. If you didn't sew, it would be a lot better. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece. Because the top of it's not going to be open anyway, just the side, so. And I did see on, I think it was Edith Ray on Scrapbooking with Me, she said when you're gluing on the edge like that, pull out towards the edge. That way your glue will come out and it'll seal it better. And it does really help. I'm getting coloring on there as I'm gluing from the inking, but I don't care. I think it makes it look good, and it takes away from that bright as much. I like it. It did that on the other one too, and I liked how it worked. So I'm not sure if it's coming off the inking or if it's coming off the coffee paper and the glue. So now we're going to put our little card in here. Make sure it fits before I glue it in. And it fits good. So I'll go ahead and glue that down. Or glue it to the top. And I just put a little thin line on both sides at the top. try to get it centered best I can. Well, I feel like I'm doing it backwards. Okay. Now that I've got that, little things in there, I'm gonna put in my little, I think I'll put a little, I think I'll do it just like I did this one with the vellum piece and the sticker. Actually, first I better put my stencil on, huh? What color should I make this butterfly? Should I do him the same color or make him different? I think I'm going to go ahead and make him orange as well. Well, yeah, I think I'll go ahead and make him orange as well. I do like that little pop of color. It looks good. Looks good with that coffee and that paint there too. So I'm going to make his body black. I'll put him about right there. Let's see. All right there. I think I'll make his body black like I did the other one. I really like stencils. I think they add so much and they're so easy. And even if you mess them up, like I got a little extra black off of his body, wait and see, it's going to look so good anyway. Alright. Thinking about putting another one on this one. It feels like I have more white space, although I guess I don't, but I think I'm going to put another butterfly on this one. Maybe make one going towards the flower and the other one going away. I got these ink pads, a whole bunch of them, from Scrapbooking with Me store. If you, every once in a while, the owner, one of the owners, Edith, will do a de-stash of her stuff and she'll sell it in their store for like nothing. And those have been the best ink pads. Oh, that looks good. I like that. I think I got these stencils from her too. These little brushes I got. Oh no, that's not. I don't know if I got this one at the $1.25 tree or if I got these off of Amazon. But they have these at the Dollar Tree in the makeup section that you can use for your stenciling. Works really good. Okay, so there we go. That looks good, doesn't it? All right, so let's put our stuff in the pockets. Did I put this butterfly piece, or will that be overkill? That's not bad. Then I have I had a sticker. I don't know what to do with it. Well, when I find my sticker, I will put it in there too. I don't know if I like that piece of vellum in there or not. I guess it looks okay. I'll probably change my mind 3 times before I don't know what I did with that sticker though. That aggravates me. So, oh, there it is. Got me a sticker. Put my sticker in there. So now there's our pocket. Whoops. I forgot to put my piece in with the tab. still don't know which I like better. If I like... Wonder what it would look like with two different tabs. I guess it doesn't matter, does it? It's a junk journal. Can you see it? Wonder which would look better. Guess it'd be okay to use them both, huh? I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to leave them just like they are. I'll use one of each. And then I'll glue them in it. Well, actually, I've got them on the wrong side. Look at that. Here we go. They'll be like this. I think I'm going to put them a little off, too, from each other. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I'll figure that out when I get ready to glue them in. I got to put a closure on this, and then this one will be ready for the Etsy shop. I may have to take a little bit out of it. I'm so bad to overstuff them where you can't even hardly get them shut. I probably should not put so much in the pockets and maybe just, you know, do a little kit, you know, like add a little extra baggie and put all the goodies in it, and then they can put them in as they get ready, because this is actually going to go with it too. Isn't that cute? And there might be, I was thinking there was a piece in here of that coffee dyed. I guess not. Probably be better off just to send a packet like this, wouldn't I? Just to, and let them do how they wanted. But I think I am going to put this in the enclosure because there will be a wraparound, and I can tuck that down in there where they can have some extras. Anyway, let's finish up our tags here. I have a journal, another journal that I'm working on. It's not even started yet, but it's going to be this color with oranges and pinks. And I'm wondering about, this may end up going in here. And maybe I'll use one of these brads. That might look kind of good, huh? I found these at an antique store, actually, in one of the booths. Studio 112, I don't know, never heard of that. So, we will, actually, I think I'm going to ink around these. Inking on this coffee filter, you wouldn't think it would matter, but it actually does really make it look even better. Trying to see how big that was, if I needed a little one or a big one. I think I'll use this green one. I don't know what size it is. I don't know if you can see that little blue dot. But it's not as big as a normal one or the crocodile. Or whatever that thing. It's not a crocodile. What is that thing called? And then you have where you can open it up. And actually, I mean, you could write in here around the music areas. I think. I like that. That'll make a good addition to my journal. I actually think I'm going to go ahead and put it in there where I won't forget I've got that. I usually put them in packets while I'm working on them, and I haven't done it on that one yet. But anyway, here's these. So we've got our envelope. And see, even like this piece, you could use it as a writing area. Maybe hook a brad even on top of it and do it like a writing space. Ink around the edge. See, that's that wallpaper, and it's, see what I mean? It tries to come loose. Well, it does come loose. It don't try. It just does. But I'll use this as some journaling space. I mean, you could write a quote of the quote, or, you know, a feeling you had that day. If you didn't have a lot of time, it'd make a good spot. Now, see, I can't find where that was at. Make a good spot for a quick thought, wouldn't it? Good spot for a quick thought. There it is. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that wallpaper. You know, but I really think that was probably operator error. If I had done it to the back side of it, where it would, you know, the sticky of a wallpaper is to begin with, it probably would have done better. So I'm not going to poke a hole in that for a Brad yet. I'm going to wait and see which journaling or which journal I put that in. But here's just, you know, like I said, a few things that you can do with it. Some ways that I've used them. I really like the using it as a corner wrap. I think that looks really good. Because then, you know, with just 2 pieces, you got 4 pockets. I like how that turned out. And then we have our hidden tabs. That turned out good. And then, like I said, you can always use the little, oh, and our banker's envelope. You can always use the extra pieces. You could even sew on a piece to your journal sheet like that. I mean, instead of craft paper, just use a piece of that. Like this. Sew it on there. I think that would look good. And I mean, that something so simple like that would just make your page pop. But anyway, I thought I would get on here while I was decorating the last of this and show you some ways that I use them. And I hope that gave you some ideas and ways. Maybe it helped you come up with your own ways. Maybe something, maybe not necessarily do the mess I do, but it would make you go, hey, that's a good idea. I could do it this way, or add this, or that kind of thing. That's what I do a lot of times whenever I'm stuck. I'll watch a lot of videos and get ideas from other people, and then that inspires you to do your own thing. See, I have a couple of pieces like this, and I'll probably sew them on things, that, or I'll stamp out some circles and put them on the back of little charms. Anyway, thanks again for joining me. I hope this helped. I hope it inspired you a little bit, and maybe gave you some good ideas of things you can do with coffee filters. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.